Hey, this is Max. Welcome back to another CSR2 video. So the Eddie's Rod & Customs Corvette C2 is now available as part of American Road Trip 4 for gold. This is a great pickup for any of you guys with enough gold and that you don't already have this car. In fact, even if you already have the car, you can pick up a second one. Now, I'm not usually an advocate for picking up more than one of a car, but sometimes having multiples of the same car, if it's a really good car, gives you the opportunity to do different setups without really having to constantly switch your setups. Of course, now with setups being able to be saved, it's not that big a deal to switch setups and then use a different setup. Now, because it's available for gold and because it's a good live racer in the game, it's a car that my veteran noob account actually picked up. And I'm going to be building it on that account using something like this build I'm showing you here. This is a low park build to leverage the fusions for high evo. Sure, it's not a super high evo setup, nor will this car ever hit that, but this car is good all around because it has decent evo with very low parts, putting you in a lobby where you'll have some advantage and it's able to beat dyno somewhat as well. So stage 5 trans, 3 tire, 2 nitrous, 2 intake is all I'm running. This is one of those slower lobby setups, but the beauty of ending up in a slightly slower lobby is that you'll probably get very high performance point to evo ratio, therefore giving you the advantage in lobby matchmaking. Here we're looking at 10.835 for the dyno. That should put us in the 11 plus second lobby, meaning most opponents are dynoing 11, 1, and 2 if they don't have a good setup, and we're dynoing 10.8. That is what you always want. Now, the reason I put it to this dyno in this particular average lobby is because I call it my Denny Lightning Seeker setup, because Denny Lightning likes to do his live streams nowadays somewhere in 11.4, 11.2, sometimes 12.2, which 12.2 is a little slow. It's hard to set up a car for that. So he's been doing 11.4s more often, and this will help me find him more easily. Sure, you may have to tweak the setup when you actually end up in the particular lobby itself, and then you have to figure out what lobby you're in, and then if he's in 11.4, you're in 11.2, you may have to slow the car down a little bit, but bottom line is it should put me right in the range of getting him. Now, this car launches around 4K. You want to get kind of a 0 RPM drop launch. It's usually better. Not to say I can't win using a non-0 RPM drop launch, but it's harder to win with that. The thing about this is that it will easily run in third gear right around 11. 2990. I'm 10 ranks away from 3000. Not bad. So it'll easily run the times, but when you first come in lobby, you want to be careful not to push it too hard, right? Because if I can push the car into the 10.9s to win, but if I do it too many times, eventually this car will end up in faster and faster lobbies, and I won't be able to find 11.2 or 11.4. So that's one of the concerns you have when you try to push the car too much, is am I going to be in the right lobby? Now this time I'm going to make sure I win. Okay, I beat him by a little bit. It's not hard for me to get a slightly better run out of the car. It's just how much do I want to push it. So here it is, 10.988. Now the Z is a pretty decent car, and that's why it's doing well in this lobby. This is a pretty good car as well if it's set up properly. These two guys here, this one beats dyno, this one does not. The way to really find out what lobby I'm in is if I can actually race him, but he's probably swapping with him, so I won't be able to. And we don't have other cars in here that I can meet up with to do anything with. Maybe if I do some swaps with Hold My Beers. Let me give him a challenge. Now he might be in the middle of a swap. Oh no, he's not. He's actually available. Sometimes when they show available to challenge doesn't mean they're actually available to challenge, so keep that in mind. Okay, let's see. I'm not going to run too hard because I don't want to end up hurting my average here too much. So again, third gear, stay there, let him catch up. And he did catch me and pass me. So he's probably running like 11, right around 11 as well. 11.014. So I'm kind of bumped into the 11 lobby. I was hoping to be in 11.2, 11. Well, actually, I might still be in 11.2. These cars, again, run faster than the lobby. Oh, here's another one of the C2s. This is a good car. So here's my problem here is I'm in a lobby full of decent live racers. So in order to win, I can't run slow. But if I run fast all the time, I won't get a chance to run slow. That's the conundrum right now with matchmaking. That sometimes you want to run slow, but you can't. But if you don't run slow, then you will have to run fast to win, and that's not a good thing, right? He backed off. I saw him slow down because he knows he was losing. So he backed off into 11.1. I did 10.84 there. A little too quick, but I didn't want to lose that one. Let me see. All right, so what can we do here? Let me see. I got to find somebody who's probably slower like this guy. These cars, if that's the Performante, which it is, this one's a good live racer actually. So it may not be as slow as I was hoping, but it probably will be better than that Z. So let's see what we can do here. Now matchmaking is always going to try to push you to race against a car that's going to be actually pretty good against you after you just did a fast run. So I'm not expecting these guys coming in to be super slow, and he wasn't. I lost by like 2,000, so it's okay. Slow down a little more than I wanted to, but I needed to not push it again for another fast run right after I've already done a few. Let me see who else is coming in or available. I'm not gonna go crazy here, but this is Denny Lightning's favorite car. It's a good live racer, but I'm not sure how fast it is in here. I think it's a dyno beater though. So even if a dyno is 11.2s, it probably runs at least 11s or something. So 10.9s is very possible in here. Let me see what it does. And again, it could be a later accelerating car, which means I will get the lead, but it'll catch up. I don't usually try to slow down until the very end because of that, right? So I was able to squeeze out a win there with a probably 11.1 run. Barely squeezed that win out. So again, pretty good run there with that car. I need to find some 11.2 opponents to slow it down some more because I've been running too many fast guys here. And it doesn't look like I'm going to see that. One way to adjust is to actually bump your dyno a little bit to slower. That'll change you to a different lobby, which might be even slower. The thing about this car is that it's also a good live racer with possibly lobby advantage. Now, the game's giving out low performance point, high evo cars like crazy. And the issue with that is you're not able to get your lobby advantage to work for you as well as it was able to before, because Natural Motion is trying to give you the same kind of car, so everybody end up being almost equal and therefore no special benefits, right? So let's take a look at this car. We go through the parts again, not too many parts, right? Low performance point, high evo. Let's look at the tune and let's run it on the dyno ones to show you guys what it's fully capable of. Now, if I were to have to slow this car down, I would do something like this. Okay, that'll put me in a slower lobby, depending on where I want to, how slow I want this thing to be. You don't want to slow down a ton outright. What you want to do is slowly bump it down a piece at a time. So I would do one notch at a time, try it out, see what lobby. If it changes players, that means it made a move to a different part of the lobby, which is always a good thing. Okay, so again, got to launch just a little late to get that 0 RPM drop, and then you just nitrous and right out the gears. Notice I haven't used fourth gear much because fourth gear really shouldn't be needed to win most of the time in that other lobby, but if needed, this is what the car is capable of, right? So that is the C2 XP-63 live racing tune by Max. I hope you like this setup and the tune. This is possibly a tune you can use to try to look for Danny Lightning on his Sunday live stream assuming he's running 11.4 lobby. Any questions, feel free to ask. Again, if your car is bumping into 11.2 or 11.0, slow it down. 11-second dyno will definitely put you in something like 11.4. If you like my video, leave a like. If you like this kind of videos, subscribe, hit the bell, share it with your friends, and you'll get notified when I put up new videos. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. I'll catch you next time.